Blog Talk Radio.
Start the party.
All right, my minions, you have stumbled across the number one internet sports talk show in the world between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Welcome to our affiliate radio stations all across this great land of the United States. My name is tom-marquis, El Dente. You are my minions. You pay homage to me for the next 2 hours as I am on loan from God to guide you through this crazy, crazy world of sports. And that's exactly what we're going to do. 917-888-9516 is our digits if you want to connect with the show at any point. Those are the digits that you need to get in touch with us. Well, preseason is here. Can I get an amen? NFL football. And those of you that are here local in the Indianapolis market, where we flagship from high atop the Balance Studios in the west suburbs of Indianapolis, Indiana, our Indianapolis Colts have been paying attention to one thing and one thing only, and that's Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck, yes, on the football field, survived a hit. Hey, all's good in the world of Colts mania. We're ready for the Super Bowl, right? We did win the preseason game, so a lot of positives, some negatives. We're going to get into that, as today is our official fantasy football, now not mock draft, just more fantasy football preview. Also, we're going to get into kind of the craziness that happened. Why do people always lose their freaking mind over the smallest things? And so we'll talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Cam Newton. We're going to talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley. We're going to talk a little... And we're going to try our best on this show. We'll get into this into the second hour. We're going to try on our best to not make the kneeling of the NFL a part of our show. We're 2 years in on this. We're done with it. So, but because it is preseason, we will get into a little bit of that. But standing by in the Balance Green Room is Matthew Embry, our official IndyCar contributor. We're talking a little IndyCar, silly season, maybe some Notre Dame football. My name is tom-marquis, El Presidente. We'll be right back right here on the Balance Radio Network.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Simba Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you can save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
All right, welcome back to the Balance. My name is Tom-Marquis, El Presidente. Time to get this show going. 917-889-8516 is our digit. Standing by here with us now is Matthew Embry, our official IndyCar contributor, and also could talk a little Notre Dame, a little college football as he proved last week with us. Welcome aboard, sir. How are you?
Very good situation, and I think looking ahead to things down the road, the best interest in the NFL right now, I think there's only one option left for them to do, and I just posted on Twitter.
I didn't see it, so go ahead. What was the option?
The option right now is simple. They must ban the man that killed the USFL and is trying to kill the NFL. President Donald Trump needs to be banned for life. That's the only option left available. He ruined NFL, tried to in the mid-1980s, and now he's at it again. There is no other option available right now. I'd say if he tries to do it again, very simple, either stop it or we will permanently ban you for life. You are not welcome in any games, anything. I think that's the only option left for Roger Goodell. If he's going to continue ruining the sport like he tried to ruin the USFL and the NFL, that's the only option left to them.
Well, this is certainly not a political show, but unfortunately, the truth is the truth. Sports has intertwined itself with the politics of the world. What I will say, I kind of disagree with you. You can't ban him. First of all, he didn't ruin the XFL. He didn't ruin the USFL. And also, second of all, he's not been to an NFL game since he's been president. So anything that he's doing, if you banned him from a game, is not going to keep him from doing what he's doing. Here's what needs to happen. And what I noticed and what I did notice is, first of all, Indianapolis Colts, nobody kneeled. Several teams, nobody kneeled. 35 players in the entire NFL, out of all of them, and none of them were non-stars, took a knee or went to the locker room to make a scene. The problem is, and this is who I blame, and I blame the mainstream media. Oh, let's focus on these little people here who mean nothing in the NFL. Some of them may not even have a job in the NFL in the next few weeks. They just want to make a statement. Well, if you're trying to make a team, that's the wrong way to do it in the preseason. So the media wants to keep this alive. And because Donald Trump said, hey, the NFL's at it again, because why? Because the media made it a big story and because it fuels his base. So this isn't a political show, but unfortunately you are right. There is a certain element that, but you can't blame Donald Trump for standing up for what he believes. If we are to blame the other people for standing up for what they believe, you can't blame Donald Trump for standing up for what he believes, and that's what he believes. And you can't get mad at him for what he believes. And likewise, there's more appropriate ways. I feel. This is my personal opinion. I think there's more appropriate ways to get your message out. Tony Dungy himself said this week on Dan Patrick, one of the shows, here's what he would do if he was coaches. He would say, hey, if you want to kneel, I'll give you 7 minutes of my press conference. You get out there and you say anything you want. No sense in bringing negative attention to the team. I blame the media. It's the media. The media is making a story out of 35 players, Matthew. 35 players out of all the players in the NFL took a knee. I think it's just a non-story anymore. And I think as long as the media makes it a story, it's going to keep flaming the fumes. Go right ahead.
I totally disagree with you on that. The reason this is just like the Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan thing. You have a guy, Sean Eckhart, who just couldn't keep his mouth shut. And the problem is Donald Trump just can't keep his mouth shut. If he would keep quiet about this, he would give them no fire. So the blame right now is totally on him. And until he stops this, it's going to ruin the league just like he tried to ruin all the other stuff. So I'm sorry, but this guy is so out of control.
I think the NFL's problems are way more than Donald Trump. So we'll shift gears away from Donald Trump. Obviously, unfortunately, Donald Trump is a polarizing figure. He is the president of the United States. He has the right to say what he feels, and if that's how he feels, he has the right. Because if they have the right to kneel because that's how they feel, because they want to express their message, likewise, so does Donald Trump have the right to say what he has. Here's the problem. If it ruins the sport, it's because the NFL has allowed it to happen. Here's the problem. There are so many more Americans that agree with Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump ruined the sport because he said that they shouldn't be kneeling and it's alienating people because they also believe that they should not be kneeling for the flag. This is a non-story anymore. We're going to just stop talking about it. It's a non-story. But certainly, I'm not saying us as you and I'm saying in general as a society, everybody needs to step back and stop talking about it. If you enjoy the sport of football, enjoy the sport of football. If you play football, the NFL needs to come to a requirement that says, like Jerry Jones did with the Dallas Cowboys, everybody stands. Again, 35 players, Matthew, 35 players. The media made it a story again. Donald Trump used that opportunity to ignite his base. That's all it was. It was all politics, sports, and media doing a head-on multi-car collision, if you will. Anyway, we can agree to disagree on that, Matthew. Let's talk a little bit about IndyCar funny season. We'll talk a little Notre Dame as well here toward the end of the half hour. I know that IndyCar is at Pocono next week. So they're starting to get things back around. So, first of all, tell us where we stand. We got Scott Dixon, obviously, doing a tremendous charge toward the championship. And there are those that would say Scott Dixon cannot be stopped for the championship. But what are your thoughts on IndyCar there?
Well, this thing involving Scott Dixon, McLaren, possibly a move to Andretti, this needs to come to a conclusion right now because I'm fearing this is going to become a distraction for Scott Dixon to where he can't focus, and it may cost him the 2008 championship. I think you look to that situation right now, this needs to, just like the other situation we talked about, which we're done with, this needs to come to a head. Either Zach Brown, Michael Andretti need to decide we're going to do this or we're going to wait on it. And right now, at this point, it's unfair to the team, it's unfair to Chip Ganassi, it's unfair to Andretti, and it's unfair to Scott Dixon if this becomes a distraction to where he can't focus and it costs him the 2018 championship because, let's face it, Alexander Rossi and those behind him are gaining ground on him since all this stuff started.
What do we think is going to happen with McLaren? I'm glad you opened up that can of worms because that's something that's just kind of been sitting back in the background fuming, and I think a lot of people believe that with McLaren coming on board, they're trying to open up the doors for Fernando Alonso to make a full-time ride into IndyCar.